very gently, we're going to close our eyes and fit in our physical body. So grounding our senses, grounding our mind, the intent, as we always talk about, of yoga. So yoga means to connect, to yoke, to bind all the external things that are going on around our lives, right? All this external material world to something that is more of a spiritual nature. Your spirituality, as you understand, as you conceive your connection to self, your connection to your mind, your connection to your physical body. So to begin with, it's not a physical exercise, it's not a competition, it's not how much you can do or force our physical body. It's about connecting, it's about loving in a different way our vessel for our spiritual self, our physical body. So taking a few seconds to just simply observe. Step aside from all the thinking, all the list of things that we have to do, all the list of things that may have happened and brought us to our yoga mat today. And just take a few seconds to just be. There's nothing that you have to do, there's nothing you have to force yourself to do. We all are just in our process, in our gentle way of connecting. Allowing for a few seconds for our senses. Our famous pratyahara, right? The abstraction of the external into the internal world. So it means to retrieve from, not from blocking the outside world, but letting the outside world guide us. There's a point and there's a purpose of sitting and listening and feeling all the things, honor all the things that are happening to us, but not for the sake of just a material moment, but to give it significance, to give it meaning for spiritual life. Whatever and however you understand that to be. So yoga is about connecting that, to let in our senses. Turn the volume down of our senses. And to observe for a few seconds, where is our body? Where are we placing our hips? How do they feel as we sit on our hips? What are we carrying on our legs, our knees, on the joints of our ankles and feet and toes? How can we pay attention to our own physical body? What does it mean to sit, or maybe lay down for some of us in this position? To just connect, to let, and to honor all the experiences that we have soaked into our body, not to fight them, not to push them out, not to diminish value of all those. Everything happens with a purpose and for a reason. I just simply look, observe, stepping aside and looking at the process inside our body. Very important. Our gut, abdominal area, our grounding chakras, right there at the tailbone area, grounding to the floor. How do we connect to that? How do we connect to our gut, the gut feeling, the second brain? What is it cooking? What is in there? What is that we observe as a feeling in our gut area without having to filter it with thoughts or judgment, ideas of wrong or right? How does it feel, most importantly, in our chest and our heart chakra? Right there, where our spirit lives, the seat of the soul lives. do we open that? How do we find what occupies our heart in this moment? And the thousands of nerve endings that come from it to the rest of the world. Can we, to the rest of the body? Can we invite those connections to come from the heart? Can we soften our heart even deeper? Surrender it, ground it, open it even deeper. Not looking or seeking for an outcome, but to be open, to receive exactly as it's coming. Once our heart opens and becomes more gentle, we can invite that energy to be connected to our body, to irradiate the energy from the heart to the shoulders, to our arms. Are we holding on to things with our hands? Are we pushing with our fists? Are we opening and softening even our limbs? Are we carrying an overload of weight on our shoulders? Or can we let that alleviate and lighten up? Can we surrender through our hips all the pressure, all the tension, all the multiple experiences that we receive and perceive through our senses, through our mind, through our thinking, and just turn them inwardly and surrender them as they travel down our spine to our tailbone. And we release it to Mother Earth, Pachamama, to the divine energy that is always constant and present. Can we invite that our next few minutes have an intention, an open intention, whatever that may be for me, for you, that we allow ourselves to be a moment of healing. The moment our mind, distracted, flies away or is pulled away by different sounds, ideas, memories, emotions, we simply breathe and we let that little bubble of energy release. And we remain present with our body. We connect more deeply to our breath. What is it we're holding on our teeth, on our jaw, on our forehead, on our eyes? Can we focus softly into our nostrils and observe, not change, not force, but observe our breathing and the rhythm of that breath? Can we let the body exhale and let go, surrender, soften the body and spine? There's no posture to be held, there's nothing to be forced, but simply invite the body to move through your breath. So what does it feel like to soften your lips, touching them gently to each other, and simply breathing through a nose? To expand, to open the body, and observe the sensations that come as we exhale, and let them surrender. Release them as your body breathes at your own pace, nobody else's. Moving your back and rounding your neck and shoulders if needed, or abdomen, and expand the belly button area to breathe into our solar plexus. Deeply to open and carry the air and breath from the ground all the way towards the crown. And we pause for a few seconds when you're ready to exhale and let go and release and move your body. softly in through the entire body, carrying not just breath, but energy through every pore of our skin to hold here when you're ready to cherishing that one breath, to exhale, to let go of all the old stuff, all the old energy, all the old patterns, emotions that maybe not serve right now, and take time to be clear, empty, to then take a second to inhale. When you're ready, when your body tells you to, it's okay to breathe in deeper, broader. Maybe you can feel that your shoulders and your clavicles and your entire vertebrae column lengthens and your neck elongates and your eyes look into your eyebrow, into your brow chakra. And then we pause to let everything else surrender and exhale. We move gently with our body to surrender all energy, to feel Mother Earth always there. It has not moved, to sustain us through, and every single time is us that we need to connect to that, enter into that perfect rhythm of yoga, of connection, of introspection, of observation of our body, of our mind, our heart, to let the breath guide you as you exhale gently into your hips, and then possibly when you are ready and your body allows you, maybe your elbows and arms slowly move forward. What does it feel like to move the arms in front of your chest and maybe above the shoulders, to extend and reach through your fingers towards the sky? And we hold to pause the breath, not to force anything. And when we're ready to exhale, the body will allow us to open the arms. As the arms open to the right and left, down towards the ground, to open the shoulders. There's no right, there's no wrong movement. It's observation of what your body allows at this point. And we pause as we touch legs or ground. And we inhale the arms forward and up towards the sky, gently extending the energy. There's no judgment, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no anything perfect. Everything is perfect as we exhale and move exactly as the body needs to move, through the arms, through the shoulders, through the spine. And one last time we inhale forward and extending the arms through and the center of the body towards the sky, feeling every finger, delicate movement to let the arms come out and wide, and the chest remains very gently, broadly opened, opening the heart, placing the fingers just next to our glutes or hips behind our body, and let the fingers touch the floor, and maybe pressing lightly as if the chest comes forward as we breathe in to open the chest. And so observe the sensation as the chest opens, the heart energy opens, and let your chin slowly move up, and let our throat extend towards the sky, and the eyes roll slowly behind the eyebrows, and we look slowly towards the sky. And if it feels like scratchy throat, coughing, sneezing, grasping into your throat, it's perfectly okay. Do not hold back, do not force anything. Observe your body. Accept, open, breath in. As the body exhales, we're going to allow the head to move in the opposite direction, the shoulders to move forward, the elbows to soften, and let the hands come towards your knees, towards the ground, towards the floor in front of your body, and bending the elbows slightly so your back rounds slowly towards the floor, as if you were going to place the forehead closest to the ground. Doesn't mean you have to, it doesn't mean that it's better or worse than any other movement. What your body does is exactly right. Exhale, no judgment, be open, pay attention to what it feels like to bow, to slowly soften, to touch as close towards the ground, towards Mother Earth, the entire energy of our body, and our forehead, and our brow chakra. And as we exhale and we feel the body ready to breathe out, slowly walk your torso slightly halfway off the ground, and your hands inhale, walking towards your right knee. Slowly walking the right hand behind the right knee, the left hand in front of the left knee on the ground, on your leg, it doesn't matter, and let your body twist, slowly looking out towards the right shoulder. And the abdomen squeezes as if you're just wringing a towel, as if you're just squeezing the muscles around your abdominal girdle, your lower back, the entire spine, and the head looks over the right shoulder as the body exhales. And you can feel the abdomen on the right side squeezing your entire liver, feeling again all the angles of that soft tissue and organs on the right abdominal cavity, the nerves. When your body's ready to exhale one more time, finding your own rhythm through your breath, in and out through your nose. We come back, inhaling gently, hands walk back into the center, breath in. Exhale, shoulders and arms outside your legs and hips, and move your arms wide and up towards the sky as you breathe in. And the elbows come slowly forward as you move gently into the ground to touch, to surrender, to really feel connected to earth as your body rounds and opens into the floor, as your body inhales, holding your spine open. Exhale, surrender. It doesn't matter how close, it doesn't matter how deep. One more time, breath in. Exhale all the way through, and then inhaling halfway up, breath in, walking your fingers in. Always following your breath. As you exhale, start walking your hands towards the left knee, towards the left leg. There's no wrong, there's no right. Simply move the breath. Feel, connect to your body. What's it feel to twist as you look over the left shoulder? And the hands hold the position with the tip of the hands, with the fists, the full palm of the hands into the floor of your legs. It doesn't matter. Observe the left side of your body. And we now connect into the left side. Again, the tail of your pancreas, the entire spleen into your body. Are your hips moving? Are you pushing them? Or are you simply letting your body move? And observe that you're bringing, you're letting all those parts that we seldom connect in our physical body. Where are they holding? What energy, what thoughts, what emotions come as we move into that left side? And the breath continues constantly, every time. Through your breath in into the right shoulder, exhaling to your left release. One last breath in. Neck, head, slowly move deeper towards the left. And then the body exhales back to center at your own pace, at your own rhythm, walking slowly. There's no forcefulness. Bringing the arms wide and up towards the sky as you're in the center, inhaling towards the ceiling. Palms of the hands into Namaskasana position, softly in front of your heart center. Palms of the hands together. Heel of the hands touch and press against each other. Elbows right in between, or your hands right in between your elbows, with your forearms perpendicular towards the hands, and your shoulders open and your spine open. And we breathe in, and we allow the jaw to be drawn into our throat, and we look as if we were looking to our pinky finger. With your eyes open or closed, it's up to you what feels more internal, what feels more connected. When your body inhales, open your back. Carry your waist area when your body's ready. One last time. Take a deep, deep breath in. Let your right elbow slowly touch your right inner thigh, kneecap, ankle, and let your body exhale into the right side of your body. So your left elbow is as high and your left shoulder as high as your body allows it. Your head comes directly looking towards the ground, towards your fingers, towards the left shoulder. And we open the left side of your body. Are we forcing? Are we pushing the body into position? Or are we simply letting the body to invite to move all those crevices, all those tissues, all that memory is stored in our physical body, all that energy. And we breathe through your body, through your heart, softening. 2 more times. Exhale all the way, and coming very gently back to center. Letting your muscles of your legs, of your glutes support your back as it comes back to the center. Exhale, bringing your arms open, wide, left and right side of your shoulders. You're just reaching to the person to your right and left, and then lifting up towards the sky. Inhale. And then exhale, palms in front of your heart center, elbows perpendicular to the hands, thumb looking into your heart chakra, breath in. Moving your left elbow towards your knee, towards your thigh. Doesn't mean touching into your calf, to your ankle, to your own pace. Right elbow, right shoulder move up. Jaw looks into the ground, into the center of your chest, towards the right shoulder. And are you pushing? Are you lifting one hip? Are you forcing through one leg? Or are you sitting gently to invite movement, to invite shifting, to invite openness, to find the tissue, the fascia, the connectedness to our physical body, breath to your heart rate. One last time. Can I feel my body? And letting all the emotions, all the thoughts, all the even flashing ideas that come to our mind to ease. As I inhale, I bring my body slowly back. Glutes support my spine, raising slowly. Let your hands open one more time towards the sides of your hips and thighs. Breathe in, letting your thumbs slowly turn towards the ground so the palms of the hands look towards the back of the body. And the body slowly exhales forward, and you can feel how the torso leans forward and the palms and hands are going to turn up looking towards the sky as your forehead comes closest to the ground. Doesn't matter touching me, doesn't matter how far. Round your spine, round your shoulders. Do not pinch, do not force. Pain is not what we're looking for. Allow your body to exhale one last time. Take a deep breath. Observe your breathing out, abdomen supports, and then slowly round that inhale. Thumbs look slowly towards the sky, and very gently as you exhale, the thumbs look towards the wall behind you. Palms of the hands turn up towards the ceiling, looking slowly with my chin as I inhale next towards the sky to open my throat, my voice, all the voiceless words and emotions stored in our throat chakra. Can I really move into it? Can I have my tongue move towards the roof of my mouth and feel my throat and all the things that I find in it? Can I open my chest, my clavicles, and my abdomen supports to lift my heart? Sitting on my sitting bones without forcing with feet and knees. One last time, take a deep breath. And as the body exhales, come back, inhale to center, rotating arms and hands back, down as I exhale to the sides of my legs and thighs. And I feel my body slowly leaning onto my right elbow. So bringing the left leg off the ground and my right arm and right elbow along the edge of my yoga mat. And letting my left leg, if I am not along my yoga mat, maybe I want to be along my yoga mat. So my right hip is on the ground, my right knee is bent, and my left leg is extended, and I feel my left heel pushing along the side or along the length of my yoga mat. So the heel is pressed out, and my left toes are brought in, and my right rib cage is not hanging towards the yoga mat, but is retrieved from the yoga mat. And my left arm comes slowly off the ground, and I lift it up towards the sky, and I align my left arm, hand, elbow, shoulder to my right elbow and shoulders. So my forearm is receiving the entire connection to the ground on the right arm. And my head looks towards the ground, looks towards the chest, looks towards the left thumb, breathing in, reaching through the left rib cage towards the sky, and I feel my body exhaling, and I breathe through the midsection. And one more time, allow my abdomen, my diaphragm to expand the capacity of my lungs so they open broadly, and my ribs contract, and the muscles in between my ribs, my intercostal muscles, reduce the volume of my chest, and my chest opens one more time. Deep breath. And when my body's ready, left arm exhales when you're ready to exhale. Next, arm over the head, move it slowly through and in front of your chest, slowly all the way through, bringing the left knee off the ground into the body. So I contract my left leg and I flex it into my body, and I feel my left hand holding on to my left hip, my left thigh, my left knee, my left shin, possibly my left toes, and from inside or outside, it doesn't matter. And do not push on the right shoulder, flatten that right shoulder so it's not angled, and let the body exhale. And I feel that my left leg maybe wants to extend, and I reach it gently up towards the sky. A little bit with my knee flexed or my knee extended, if that feels okay with my body. And I open slowly, and I feel my ribs open one more time, my clavicles and shoulders aligned, and I soften my fingers, I soften my face, I pay attention to my breath. The moment I stop breathing, the moment I stop connecting, right? I traveled, I moved away from my body. So connecting, the really that makes that connection constant is my presence with my breath. Can I observe my inhalation that opens my ribs, my exhalation that empties from the gut, from the very belly button area, deep. One more time, breath in, feeling the body squeezing and cleansing all the things that may come up. Deep breath in. And as the body exhales, and I bring my left leg gently down, and I feel my body press off the ground back into the center, slowly, allowing the body to shift exactly in the opposite direction. So can I rotate my left hip onto the ground? If I need to turn over or move my body, adjust it gently. So the left arm, left elbow, clavicles, shoulders, can I press through the right heel to open first the hip, to open the thigh muscles, to open the waist area, to pull with that right leg the entire rib cage so my left one doesn't come towards the ground, my right arm comes open towards the sky. Where is my breath? Most importantly, where is my mind? Where is my thinking? Where am I placing my attention? Where's my drishti? My drishti means my mind's eye. Can I feel my breath opening the rib cage? Is my head turned towards the ground, towards the chest, towards the right thigh? Can I observe my body? Again, connecting to my body, breathing in, exhaling all the way through. On my last long, deep breath, feeling that the ribs open and then your abdomen and the diaphragm extend. And I exhale, slowly contracting the right knee, as I know, placing a little bit of effort into the left hip as the right knee comes into the body, as close to the underarm as possible, holding the hand behind the hamstring, in front of the hamstring, on the knee, on the calf, on the ankle, on the big toe, and maybe in the next breath up, the right leg lengthens a little bit with my knee bent completely, and I just feel that connection. Or my leg extends all the way towards the sky. What is it that my body needs at this point, right? It's not about anybody else's body, it's the connection to my body. And can I observe? Can I still be present? If my breath doesn't become present, doesn't become in the moment, then my mind will just fly away and start thinking about so many things outside. So the idea, again, to create that intention, that my breath brings my body back, my mind back to my body. Can I observe the inhalation? If my breath, again, is not constant, my mind will travel away one last time. Can I feel, and then creating an intention to the movement? And as the body exhales, the right leg slowly softens, and I can bring my right leg towards the ground. And I push gently my torso off the floor, and I feel my body along my yoga mat, facing forward, sitting on both sitting bones, and I stretch out my legs, and I flex my knees slowly as I inhale next. So my heels of my feet are on the ground, and I round gently my spine, and I feel my hands holding onto my hips, to my thighs, to my knees. Maybe my feet slowly come into off the ground lightly, and maybe I can align my knees and toes without twisting my legs, without twisting my feet. Can I observe my abdomen? Can I observe the openings of my chest? Can I see that my clavicles are broad, that my spine is long, that my jaw draws in? For some of us, it's perfectly okay to stay with my hands supported, the position in abdominal strength and core muscles. For some of us, the legs are able to extend a little bit, holding my hands into my legs, into my knees, into the outside of my thighs. It's not a competition. It's not about who does more. It's what my body needs at this point. Maybe for some of us, the hands right next to my legs without touching them. Maybe for some of us, the arms above the head, holding thumbs interlaced to support the position of my abdominal cavity into full Navasana position or extended boat pose. Can observe intention. Again, it's about finding that core strength. Not about forcing the body. Breathing in, can I connect to my belly button there? The space right below my ribs into the entire abdominal cavity one last time. Taking a long deep breath in. And as I exhale, I bring my legs slowly towards the ground to cross over my ankles, feet, and let my body open over my shins. If that's possible, pressing my body, rotating my body if I need to, or simply rolling over my shins. So I come onto hands and knees. And I place immediately pressor slowly into my forearms. Moving very gently, attentively to your body. The right knee presses into the floor, the right elbow presses to the ground, the right forearm brings it gently across the body towards the left, and I find balance. The right knee is a little bit closer to the center, the right elbow is a little farther to the right side, and my left hand presses into the ground, and my left leg opens wide and out off the ground towards the sky. And I'm not pushing through my right toes. My right foot is relaxed, the top of my foot is slowly extended, and I feel my left heel and then my left foot extended up towards the sky. And I observe my body. Is my left arm able to come off the ground into my hip, onto my waist, or not? Or maybe my left hand comes slowly towards the sky. And I look towards the ground, I look towards the chest, I look towards my left arm. All those are all possibilities for our body. So what is it that our body needs and wants at this point? Can I support my glutes? Can I support my balance? Can I support my core? Can I support my breath? What are the thoughts, the judgments, the ideas, the emotions that come with this movement? Breath in, maintaining and supporting. Can I feel the exhalation? Last time, can I observe the fullness of my extension? So am I filling up the ankle, the toes, the big toe, the pinky toe? Are they active? Can I allow the left knee and left hand, left arm slowly rotate back an entire leg? Torso supports, hands on the ground, under the shoulders, full hand, the edge of the heels as much as the ending of our fingers, the insertion of the fingers into the palm of the hand. So it's not just the heel of the hands. I flex my tip of the fingers so I activate those muscles around the fingers and the top of my hand. I allow the crease of the elbows, right, where the elbows bend, to look towards each other. So not over-rotated, not twisting through your wrist area, they're looking towards each other, and I bring my knees slowly behind, and I place them to the ground, and I feel my abdomen opening, and I feel my chest elongating, and my toes tuck. If this is enough, perfect, stay right there. If my body's able to come into slow plank position, that means the knees off the ground. Again, another option. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. What is it that my body needs? Am I raising my hips? Am I maintaining my hips aligned? Can I bring the crown of the head away from my heels and I breathe? Where is my breath? Where are my thoughts? Am I still connected? Is this just movement of my body? Can I observe the exhalation when and if my body is ready? Take a deep, long extension. Can I exhale through the belly button area to really feel the core, to engage the glutes, the spine, the neck, the crown? When my body is ready, I exhale through my tummy and I raise my tailbone long, tall towards the sky. Open my feet about hip distance from each other, and the heels come very high off the ground. And I bring my hands to press into the floor so my head looks in between the arms, and I look towards my toes, towards my knees, towards my belly button area, and my drishti remains focused into that point in the center of the body. One more time, take a deep breath. Heels high off the ground, the balls of the toes. Can I look at my feet? Are they aligned or are they twisting? Can I connect to the muscles? Can I keep my breath constant? Can I observe now the energy that is produced in my body? Long extension, tailbone, the space between the hips moves, the coccyx extend and lengthens away from the crown. One last long deep breath into this pose. When the body's ready, I soften my knees and I place them gently to the ground. And I stay into neutral pose for one deep breath. And I exhale. So what does it feel like to be in this position? One more time, breath in. Connecting always to the breath as my left knee comes closer towards the center of the hip, as my left elbow comes farther away from the body, and my left hand comes across towards my right hand. My right hand stays on the ground, stays on the hip, stays on the sky. It doesn't matter. Is this side different from the other? Do I need to push the tip of the toes as if we're pointing, as in a dancer style? Or can I flex just the toes so the ball of my toes push and I feel the activation on my foot? Can I push maybe the heel of my foot, flexing the entire foot to activate the calf muscles? What is it that is most appropriate for my body? Is my head looking towards the ground, towards the chest, towards the sky? Can I observe my breath? Inhale. And I exhale. Can I still be present with my physical body? 2 more times. Observing just an inhalation. So my leg raises maybe a little bit higher if I need to activate those muscles on my hip, on my glutes. And my last long deep breath in, extending and reaching through the body. And as I exhale, I let my hand and elbow on the right side allow a rotation of my hip, hands under shoulders. Breath into neutral position. Exhale, kind again through your breath in the nose and out the nose, and letting my knees walk slowly back, squeezing the tip of the fingers if we're just grasping into our yoga mat, not the heel of the hands, crease of the elbows, knees on the floor or off the floor, and my body exhales into plank position. And I breathe slowly, and I push the heels behind, and I squeeze my glutes, and I flatten the belly, and I open the shoulders. Rather than pushing down and separating my shoulder blades, I want to open my chest and sink my chest and open my clavicles in between the shoulders to feel the abdomen, the strength, the front of my body. And so what does it feel to be connected, to be grounded? The crown of the head pushes lightly away from the heels. One more time, breath in. When and if the body's ready. Using my breath, inhale, and exhale slowly. Heels come off the ground even farther, and the feet separate about hip distance, and I go into a modified down dog or Svanasana position, and let the hands press on the index finger, the pinky and the thumb open broad, and the head slowly pointing the crown of the head towards the floor, and the feet activate, and the calves, the back of the lower legs, and the shins, and the knees, and the thighs, and the hips pointing the tailbone towards the ceiling. And my shoulder blades shift gently towards each other while I open my underarms and my pectoral muscles extend. And so what does it feel like to be in this position for 2 more breaths? Can I use my abdomen? Can I use that inversion to really feel that the abdominal organs are clearing all the pressure, all the tension, and slowly bringing the body as I inhale my knees to bend, and my knees to slowly soften to the ground, stepping forward in my next breath in with the right foot in front of my body. And I feel that my right foot is not just in front of the hip, it's slightly wider than the right hip. And the left foot softens, the left knee on the ground, and I settle for a second. Can I soften my hands? Can I rest on that right foot, on the right ankle? Can I feel alignment? Alignment means that they are creating the same line of energy. Toes forward, kneecap forward, thigh forward, jaw drawn, crown of head extends, left knee on the floor, breath in. When my body is ready, I'm going to slowly walk my hands off the ground into my thigh as I raise my torso. Is it okay for my knee to be in this position? Is it okay for my ankle, my back, my abdomen, breath? Can I stay in this position for a few seconds? Maybe my right hand is the one only holding the right leg. Maybe the left hand slowly opens to the left side of your body and up towards the sky, and a full extension of the the left hip flexor, the left intercostal muscles, oblique muscles, underarms, deltoid supports the shoulder, finger of the left hand moves towards the sky, thumb moves towards the wall behind you, and my right knee bends it slowly forward until my left hip extends and broadens and extends and stretches the left hip flexor. Breath in, exhale. Never lifting the heel of the right foot off the ground. Maintain steady and strong. Less is more in yoga. One more time, breath. Can I observe my exhalation? Can I feel my last full breath in? As I exhale, come slowly back upright. Can I release my left arm? Slowly soften it into the floor. Right foot stays steady. Left hand comes just under the left shoulder. My left toes flex. My left knee comes off the ground. And I look at my left foot so it's not twisted, it's not rotated, it's exactly aligned with the toes and heels and my kneecap. My left arm stays on the ground, my right hand, my thigh, my knee, my hip, my waist, my lower back. These are all options. Or maybe I can turn out towards the right side and lift my right shoulder and rib cage and right hand towards the ceiling without opening my right knee. My right knee remains with the kneecap aligned with my right toes. Can I observe breath? Exhale, pushing back. 2 more times, dropping the hips rather than lifting the hips. Surrender. Last long inhalation. Can I feel my body not just pushing, but just being in the pose? Inhale. Exhale. Right arm around and down and exhales towards the floor. And I feel my left knee slowly softening. My right leg moving back. Hands under shoulders. Breath in. Neutral position. Exhale. Allow the body to exhale. Deep breath in. Allowing the right knee to stay steady, the left foot to gently inhale forward, just outside the left hip, so there's no pressure on my right knee. Allowing the body to stay focused in this position until I feel my left thigh activated, the glute muscles, the entire structure of my left hip, knee, shin, toes, ankle, when and if my body's ready. Maybe allowing the torso to exhale, to really surrender into the left thigh, and then slowly bringing the hands along the shin, along the knee, along the left thigh, and I exhale in this position. And I feel my body settling onto the left foot. And maybe my left arm stays gently holding the position. And that's as far as I'm going to go. Or maybe my right arm is able to and willing to go out and wide and up towards the sky, and I feel my right hand above the shoulder, and I lean forward onto the left foot. And I let my right hand look towards the left side while my right thumb looks towards the wall behind me. And my head and chin look up towards the sky and then slowly open. So what's it feel like for my body to just hold the position? Again, that isotonic movement, those muscle fibers that sustain that constant energy. It's not contracting back and forth, it's not moving fast, it's not unconscious movement, it's intentional movement of the body. And the breath accompanies, and the mindset and the intention. And we let your last 2 breaths to inhale, to exhale all the way through the abdomen to the diaphragm, and your last one, inhalation, letting your body slowly, never pain. Discomfort's okay, but pain is not what we're aiming for. While the right hand touches the floor under the shoulder, the right toes contract, the right knee opens. And adjusting always your position. Your physical body knows best. Look at your right toes and your right heel. They're not twisted. You're not forcing ankle. You're not forcing knee. You're not forcing hip. Maybe the left hand stays on the thigh and the knee, as long as the left leg doesn't fall out to the left side of your body. Maybe the left hand comes towards the hip. Maybe it comes towards the lower back, or all the way above the shoulder. And I find my head and shoulders to slowly follow the same direction. Breath. And observe. Again, isotonic movement, concentrating the connection of the energy, the intention of your body, the contraction of your muscle fibers to feel the breath in and the breath out. Active energy, activating the fire inside our hips, inside our belly area. Last long deep breath in when the body exhales. Find your inhalation to soften the left arm and slowly soften the right knee, touching the floor. Exhale, bringing left foot back, forearms to the ground, elbows to the floor, palms and hands to the ground, slowly reaching or crossing fingers gently in front of your head or under your forehead. Your head looks in the space between the elbows. The elbows are not wider than your shoulders. They're about shoulder distance from each other. Allowing the toes to tuck, raising the knees, looking with your head, with the crown, with the top of your head towards the floor, while my belly button area raises the tailbone. And I push into my forearms softly. And I let my underarms lengthen. And I observe if that's okay, that my left foot remains on the floor and my right leg extends gently towards the sky. If that's what my body needs at this point, raising the right leg off the floor with the head off the ground, only hovering, only floating the head slowly above the floor. Breath in, when the body's ready. Inhale and exhale slowly the right foot to the ground and switching the left foot. 3 breaths. Letting the left leg extend and reach. Forehead, slowly look towards the wall behind us, towards the right foot, while the left leg extends and the head is gently floating above the ground. One more time. Squeezing the left glute, and when the body's ready, exhale and release the left foot to the ground. Breathe in, bending knees, exhale slowly, allowing your body to sit back as far as your body allows it, walking your hips towards your heels, to flex the knees, to allow your hands to extend into extended balasana position or child's pose with your fingers, thumbs, pinky, opening flat into the yoga mat and forward, as far away from our shoulders as possible. And it doesn't matter how close we are to the ground, if we touch or not, if our hips touch our heels or not. Just find what's most appropriate for your body to exhale. To really connect to your shoulders, to the length of your vertebrae column, to the abdominal cavity, when the body is ready. Listen to your body inhale. And as your body exhales all the way through, slowly come very, very gently back on hands and knees into tabletop position. Slowly inhaling, breathing all the way out. Hands come under shoulders. Feet gently are going to move at your own pace. There's no rushing, there's no moving faster. You don't have to move any farther than this. Maybe your right foot comes outside your right fingers or your right pinky, and maybe your left foot also follows, touching outside your left pinky. And your body squats into this position with your heels closer towards the center of your body and your toes wider. And not pushing on the toes, but releasing the weight of the body into the heels. The hands touch, the elbows soften, the back is rounded, the head is not tense, jaw relaxes. Where is our breath? Have we lost a breathing? Are we still in the present, in the connection? What does it feel like to connect those muscles of the hips? Can we drop the pelvic area a little bit lower? Can we bend the elbows to sustain and support maybe your inner thighs or maybe your hamstrings? Can I allow my body to open those hips to really find all the energy, all that movement, right? The hips are simply a reflection of the movement, of the stepping forward of our bodies, of our lives, of our energy. Can I observe what happens? What do I feel and what do I think about? What emotions may come up as I exhale into this pose, and I press into my legs and I raise my body and I come slowly, slowly rounding the spine, extending the legs into standing position very slowly. Inhale until my spine rounds with one vertebrae from the base to your shoulders, to your neck, to the crown, and my feet come gently towards each other, walking them towards the center of my mat. Exhale slowly into this position, and I observe my arms open wide as I breathe in. And I let my palms and hands touch, and I cross all fingers except my index. Index finger remains pointed up towards the sky into steeple pose, and it really become like a steeple of a church, long, extended, lengthened towards the sky, reaching for the skies. My feet are even. The ball of my big toe, the ball of my pinky toe, I feel it on the ground. The center of our heel, calf and shins, thighs and hamstrings, inner thighs and outer thighs, glutes. My head looks towards the heel of my hands if that's possible. Or maybe only my head without moving the arms. My head drops behind the shoulders. And I open my spine in the opposite direction. Not compressing, but lengthening. The crown of the head is about extending the spine behind. And then the belly and the hip flexors and the psoas muscles support and ground to our feet. And the head lengthens, the throat opens as the tongue reaches for the roof of the mouth. One more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Feel your body lengthens towards the sky as your body opens the spine and a long extension up towards the sky. Bending the elbows into slow forward bend position. Uttanasana. Very good. Doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter how deep. Touch your thighs, touch your knees, touch your shins, the ankles, the toes, the feet, the ground. Completely irrelevant. It's not a competition. Yoga is about the internal movement of your body. So what does it feel like to now move all the way towards the ground as I press my heels, as I press slowly my legs deeper and longer off the ground. Your knees can be bent or can be extended. Your torso surrenders its weight. Shoulders surrender their weight. The rib cage separates from the waist. The abdomen and the organs of the abdominal cavity soften, and the crown of the head just elongates the vertebrae column, feeling the weight of the head lengthens every one of the vertebrae. Breath. Where is my breath? Where is my drishti? Where is my intention? Last inhalation. Can I feel my body? Intentionally moving and extending deepest towards the ground. And then slowly, slowly, I'm going to raise my heels, be on the balls of my toes, and I flex my knees as if I were to sit on my heels with my thighs or inner thighs connected, touched towards each other. And I bend forward. Do my knees allow this movement? Is my back and hip allowing the body to fold forward? Can I stay with my heels very high off the ground? And very high is a personal measurement. It's not competitive, it's not in comparison with anybody, it's not comparative to anybody else, but your own physical body. And I feel my body with my knees closest to my forehead and my forehead closest to my knees, and my hands in balance into this position 2 more times. Feel your breath. What happens when you're breathing into your back? And you feel your diaphragm pressing against the lower thighs. 1 more time. Breath in. As I exhale, slowly exhale. Very gently. And then let my right hand or left hand come behind, my opposite hand to come all the way back, and I sit softly. Do not drop my hips, open my knees until I sit into this position very gently. And I open my left leg forward, and my right leg is going to be carried by my left arm across my left. So bringing my right leg across, place it gently on the floor. It doesn't matter how far, as long as we maintain the left leg aligned and kneecap facing towards the ceiling, toes and ankle facing towards the ceiling, but my left arm wraps around the right leg, my right hand behind, and I press slowly my left heel, and then look over the right thigh with my belly button area, slowly turning towards the inner thigh of the right leg, or even past the inner thigh of the right leg, and then look over the right shoulder, and then look over the right chest, whatever my body allows it, and my chin. Am I biting? Am I frowning? Am I hands in my tongue and lips, or can I soften? And I invite my body to just twist and bring all this energy from the hip that we just worked a little bit, that we awaken to be stretched, to open. 2 more times. Observing, what does it feel like to breathe into the diaphragm, into the base of those lungs, and to exhale from that area? Can I still be present? When my body is ready to exhale, I allow my body to undo very, very gently. Mindful of undoing the position is as important as coming into a position or remaining within the pose. And my right leg undoes, and I extend it very gently forward, and my left knee bends, and I settle through my breath out, finding the perfect position on the mirror posture, and allow my left leg to cross over to the right side, and I place it into the ground, and my right hand comes across and holds onto the shin, to the knee, to the thigh, all the way hugging that left leg, and maybe my left arm moves to the side and behind the hip, and I align my fingers with my shoulder, my clavicle, and I place my left sole of the foot as flat into the ground as possible, so I can feel the big toe and the pinky toe, the padding of those toes into the yoga mat, the ball of those toes into the yoga mat. And my right leg is aligned, heel, toes, knees. Then I observe my belly, and I twist and open my shoulders, and I look over the left shoulder, and I feel that every breath is just a deeper sensation of movement, that my muscles, my fascia, my limbs, all entire system juices within my body become aligned, and I twist and I wring them, and I exhale and I let go. I do not judge what comes out, just let it out and simply take breath in, the fresh energy of oxygen all around, and I exhale and squeeze in my last one breath, and I truly be present into this twist. And I exhale kindly, and I release, and I soften, and I let my left arm, and I, in reverse order, as I reached into the position, I let my hands and arms undo. Finally, my left leg undoes. Finally, my legs extend, slowly rolling enough room behind me on my yoga mat so I can allow my hands on my legs, on my hamstrings, on my hips, on the ground, to roll gently, placing, not forcing, but placing vertebrae by vertebrae towards the ground. From the base of the spine, and I feel it. It doesn't matter how many breaths, slowly feel that you're placing and resting your back into the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae, and my shoulder blades flatten finally, and the back of my head is slowly extending away from my neck to lengthen the vertebrae column, and my hands remain settled onto the ground, or my hands touch the glutes, or my hands touch the thighs on the outside of them, and my heels slowly come off the ground, and my toes maybe come off the floor, and maybe my feet slowly raised up by the legs towards the sky, and I find myself again into an L position with my legs perpendicular to my abdomen, or not. Doesn't matter. Knees, do not lock them, do not force them. We don't want to have the concept of locking the body in terms of closing the body. We want the body to always be able to modify, to adapt, to be present, to observe, to feel our back, our hips. Maybe our hands hold the glutes, to just lift the hips to feel a little more comfort here, or holding the legs to hold the legs in position, or the arms simply stay on the sides of the torso or above the shoulders. Maybe for some of us, the leg arms are more comfortable to come over the head, with the back of the hands on the floor, stretching away from the hips. Breathing into this pose. When and if the body is ready to take its last one deep breath in. I really flatten the belly button here towards my back, and I inhale, and I bend my knees, and I use my hands as much or as little as I need to slowly place my feet into the ground, about hip distance, so my feet are about hip separate from each other, or hip width separate from each other, and my hands come gently as if I were to touch or point towards the heels or the ankles of my feet. So my fingers barely touch. I allow gently my shoulder blades to move under my chest as if I were arching my chest off the ground, as if I were lifting my lower back off the floor. And I ground my feet. I don't twist them, I don't force my knees. I use and engage my glutes. And finally, if my body allows it, I'm going to bring my hips off the ground and my belly button area flattens towards the floor while I raise my hips highest. On the heels, not on the toes, not pointing, not on the knees. Shoulder blades tuck under the chest. Triceps and elbows tuck under the back. And my ribs lifted as if they're touching my chin. And my head is not pushing towards the floor, it's slowly softened. My arms in the the position is sustained softly through the triceps, through the shoulder blades, and the glute muscles connect, engage, and raise the tailbone and the pubic bone off the ground. Last 2 breaths. Am I breathing? What is my facial expression? Show it. Last 1 time. Deep breath. What is my intention as I am doing? Can I exhale from the neck, from the shoulder blades, separating the arms, separating the space in the back, and placing 1 vertebra at a time back into the floor, my hips back into the floor. Contracting slowly as the body flattens the spine, my knees in, holding with both arms, hugging my both legs with my hands, with my fingers interlaced, reaching for my opposite wrist, forward, elbows, tricep, and I find my belly flatten. And I press with my thighs towards my belly button area, towards the abdominal cavity, towards my ribs. And stay, maintaining neck long, not arched, not lifting the chin, but flattening, pressing the lower mandible into the throat softly, so the neck elongates. And I breathe gently into this position. When my body's ready, I roll slightly towards the right side. Not very much, just my knees move a little bit to the right. So the weight of my body shifts slowly to the right side of my back and hips, and my head rotates gently, and I feel just the pressure. A little bit into the right side. And I exhale. 1 more time, and breathe into the right lung. And I exhale, and my last inhalation, I'm going to come back to the center, very slowly, bringing my weight back into the center of my vertebrae, and I roll into the neck. So what's it feel like to now change positions onto the opposite? Not much, less is more. Deep breath, jaw drawn in. Cervical spine elongated, the breath is active. Paying attention to your body. When the last exhalation happens deep into the left side, I roll back as I inhale into the center. And 1 single exhalation, always to the right, completely all the way to the right. Coming back into the center as I inhale. Returning, and I exhale into the left side again. Opposite direction. Exhale, exhale, exhale. To your own pacing. We're going to repeat 1 last time back into the center. Exhale to the right. So what does it feel like? Am I pushing? Am I pinching? Am I forcing? Does it feel like something in the body? What am I thinking about as I roll back to the center and find my way into my left side? I exhale. And I return in at my own pace, nobody else's. Allowing the hands and the arms to release, the legs to soften, the feet to touch the ground, trying to do my legs to stretch gently into Shavasana position. That means that the legs extend at our comfort and comfortably distant from each other or close to each other, whichever is most appropriate and comfortable for the body. The arms relax on the sides of the torso. The shoulder blades release to the ground, the head relaxes. I move my heels, I move my legs, I adjust for a few seconds. I move my head from left to right. I take a deep breath in. And I exhale from the abdomen to the chest. And I take another inhalation. That is deep, soothing, calm. And I rest one more time in the body, a bit longer. And the rate of my breath becomes slower, more calm, more soothing. Finally, pay attention to our mind, the aching sounds. We're going to reactivate the body slowly, hands and fingers and toes, the legs and arms. And we're going to retract one leg, whichever one you prefer, contract it into the body. And we're going to use that leg as slowly as leverage to press by holding the hands behind the hamstring. You're going to press against the hands and round the body back into sitting position, slowly and gently. Allowing ourselves to sit in the most comfortable position, easy cross-leg position, full lotus position, half lotus position, it doesn't matter. It doesn't say anything about you or your body, which way you choose to sit. Once you found Sukhasana or its variation posture, the most comfortable pose, now is the perfect moment where your body has aligned all its energies, where your mind, breath, you've cleansed and opened every single pore and nadi or very subtle centers of energy, and you're able to think back of your intention, the intention of your yoga practice, how you started, and with a moment of gratefulness, of thankfulness, we're going to simply bring those little mini chakras of the palms of the hands full of energy. I'm going to bring that energy back into our heart by bringing the hands into Namaskar position in front of your heart center, into Namaste pose, allowing the palms of the hands to slowly be placed in front of our heart and from our heart. The seat